If not for you, President Kimball would be dead. So you needn't feel guilty when the NCR's route from Hoover Dam demolishes his police. The Legion has nothing left to wait for. Before that happens, I'll ask you to go between the strip and here. Humble as it appears, the substation has immense strategic value, for it's there. Gain access to the substation's control room and the strain of defending Las Vegas from annihilation exceeded my power. For years, I played a miser with my emergency power supply. I began to run out, negotiating an allotment of power from Hoover Dam. I needed the operating software on the platform, and to start the reactor itself requires the NCR has it. This is not a good time to be dependent on energy from Hoover Dam. And I'll be needing a good broadcasting encrypted VMQ boost. With this accomplished, all
at one of New Vegas' fine casinos. Thank you.
What's up? Why did... Nice! Can I order room service?
Oh, it's you. Anything's better than staying here.
The power transmission cables are all underground. Good thing. The old war might have knocked them down.
Move along. Hey, look who's here.
As you can see, Vegas is humming along. I've tested my C3I broadcasting, and just in time, as it turns out, the forces, their assault could begin at any moment. So that's where you'll... Precisely. You'll have no trouble joining the battle on their side, and they'll... Your objective is to reach a control room halfway across the dam, and the override... You may remember how the bunker at the fort was rather dimly lit. Well, you've already uploaded the new operating system to the... Imagine two snarling dogs. It'll be a pitched battle, that's a certainty. Perhaps the greatest battle the Earth has seen. With Caesar dead, it's hard to know what to... Frontal assault. We've accomplished a great deal, you and I.
We must get to the control room and install the override chip.
Okay, I guess we're doing this.
Stop right there. No one is allowed. You shouldn't be here. Friend or not. Get out of here already. Damn it all.
I knew you'd make it. Resourceful as always. The override module is functioning properly. I just need you to head over to the... When you return topside, I think you'll see that my... Oh, and before you go, grab that printout spooling from the console here. I thought you might enjoy the honor of presenting them to the NCR's commanding officer.
Cowards, they ran away in sheer terror of the mighty Raoul. Oh, and you too, boss.
Let's get going. get going. Had enough?
Keep your head down. Could be snipers around.
envoy of Vegas, yet you carry yourself for battle. If so, you can... Caesar's will is the will of the Legion and the West. The West shall fall as the East fell, and all... I see you fight with words, like all beneath the flag. You dare speak that name? Compare it. You think me some lesser man, some other leg... Huh. You believe you're... Perhaps NCR has the strength of a cornered animal. They know nothing of my tactics, or the strength... We did take the towers easier than expected. I cannot... Yet we are at the throat. You play on my instincts. Unless you seek to goad... Of course. You claim that word of my coming has been given to the West so that I might die. Telling me this does not benefit you at all. You speak with conviction, and more importantly with... Graham's overconfidence forever branded him with fire. The Republic shall keep their old world gate this day. Perhaps it is unfortunate Wolpex was not here to hear your words. Until the day when our armies meet again on...
Caesar on the cross. Been a long time since I've seen the kind of work you've laid down today. And the screams of those Legion bastards as they kick dirt running east like a... Speaking of, that crazy light show over the fort? What the fuck was that? Some kind of thumb of God you... Could use 100 of you. Just scatter you over the east like jacks. Vegas? What, the families? Or house? You're talking about house. What is this Brahmin shit? I'm not getting the feel. What the hell are you talking? The free economic zone of New Vegas demands NCR's immediate withdrawal. With this paper of yours isn't fit to wipe my ass. You know I won't surrender the dam, and certainly not to the ghost man of Vegas and his new right-hand... We held this place for years. Kicked one-legged out of here so hard, Caesar burned him to a crisp. It's our post. I'll fight for it again today. If you're looking to convince me... True. Guess I'm a little too used to seeing Securitrons in Vegas to think... Look, house, Vegas. It's pretty. Got you. And if you say no, keep in mind... Well, at least I can talk to you unlike that bastard Caesar and his... Guess sometimes you get the bull, other times you get the horn.
You know, I've had thousands of employees in my time. Few met my expectations. Fewer. Your performance has been nothing short of spectacular. If I have need for a specialist of your striping, back to Vegas, shall we? I really should do something about that monorail with all the new resources at hand. I can make sure it not only runs, but runs on time. No need to worry about the general, by the way. He'll be held responsible, publicly disgraced. Kimball won't be able to save him. He'll be too busy getting thrown out of office. But Vegas might see a dip in revenue for a few months, half a year. Vegas will be a shining jewel in the middle of the desert. This is just the start, you see.
And so the courier who had cheated death in the cemetery outside Good Springs cheated death once again, and the Mojave Wasteland was forever changed. Mr. House's Securitron army took control of Hoover Dam and the Strip, pushing both the Legion and the exhausted NCR out of New Vegas. Mr. House continued to run New Vegas his way, a despotic vision of pre-war glory. The streets were orderly, efficient, cold. New Vegas continued to be the sole place in the wasteland where fortunes were won and lost in the blink of an eye. The courier, fair and kind-hearted to those in the wasteland, ensured that Mr. House would keep New Vegas stable and secure for future generations. Mr. House afforded him every luxury at his disposal in the Lucky 38, out of gratitude and a quiet sense of pride for his choice in lieutenants.
Tabitha and Rhonda went east, through Caesar's land. Occasionally, tales of their exploits found their way back west, though few believed them. Eventually, the stories concerning the duo were collected and published, and proved to be quite popular with children.
Convinced that his time as a gunslinger was past, Raoul made peace with the idea of growing old. After traveling with the courier for a time, he retired and settled down in outer Vegas, where he would spend his days fixing ancient machinery.
Mr. House showed little interest on the boomers, who eventually began venturing out to Nellis to meet and trade with travelers.
Buried beneath tons of rubble, the Mojave chapter of the Brotherhood of Steel was no more. Those few who were outside the Hidden Valley bunker when it was destroyed settled into new lives, or headed west to find a new chapter to join.
The death of the Mojave Brotherhood came much too soon for Veronica, and in their absence, she felt truly lost. Yet in its wake, she took small comfort in her decision to remain by their side through their few remaining days.
Their leaders destroyed by the courier, the fiends scattered throughout the wasteland. Without the organization of Motor Runner, Cook, Violet, and Driver Nephi, they were easy prey.
Arcade was outraged by Mr. House's power play following the defeat of Caesar's Legion at Hoover Dam. Though he remained in Freeside for a short time after the Securitrons established widespread control, he eventually traveled back into NCR territory. Disillusioned with the followers of the apocalypse, he settled down in the outskirts of the Boneyard, where he worked happily as a family doctor.
After Mr. House gained control of New Vegas, he sent a Securitron to Good Springs as a token of appreciation for helping the courier. Victor was a mixed blessing, however, as he continually monitored the town for Mr. House.
Cass lived to see Hoover Dam in its old world glory, humming with power the likes of which the Mojave had never seen. Vegas burned brighter than ever. Securitrons filled the streets, and Cass's heart skipped, just a little. Her last words were to the dam, and to herself. We were going full speed ahead, but facing backwards the whole time.
During the Battle of Hoover Dam, the Great Khans quickly evacuated Red Rock Canyon and headed north and east into the plains of Wyoming. There, they reconnected with the followers of the Apocalypse and rebuilt their strength. Bolstered by ancient knowledge of governance, economics, and transportation, they carved a mighty empire out of the ruins of the Northwest.
Thanks to the Courier and Lily, a cure for the Nightkin's schizophrenia was found shortly after Dr. Henry's experiment concluded. Nightkin and other super mutants in the wasteland flocked to Jacobstown, and the town became known as a haven where a mutant could find peace.
Lily continued to take her medicine at half doses, and although she remembered her grandchildren, her mind remained muddled and confused. Eventually, she parted ways with the Courier and traveled west, seeking the remnants of her past.
Flush with his victory, Mr. House sent Securitrons into Freeside, thinking to increase his control over the area. When fighting broke out, the Kings fought valiantly, but were no match for the armored killing machines, and were wiped out to the last man.
With the transplant of Lupa's brain, Rex gained all of the donor's experiences traveling with the Legion. These melded well with his own memories of the Legion, and his new mind quickly adjusted to the myriad memories.
Shaped up by the Courier's advice, the Misfits distinguished themselves during the Legion's attack on Camp Golf. Mags was finally promoted to sergeant, and the rest of the Misfits received an official commendation. They continued to serve with distinction for many years.
Though Novak was a low-priority target for the Legion, many of Novak's citizens died in its defense. In the weeks that followed, several bright followers returned to Novak to help restore its defenses, allowing it to remain independent of NCR.
Though NCR was withdrawing from the region, Boone remained in New Vegas, finding work as a security guard and caravan scout along the highways. While he might have preferred rejoining his old unit, Boone couldn't bring himself to abandon the city where he'd met his wife.
After Hoover Dam, the leaderless powder gangers at the correctional facility vanished into the wastes, leaving the prison empty. The correctional facility became another abandoned ruin in the wasteland, its carcass occasionally picked over by enterprising prospectors.
After the Vault 19 powder gang surrendered to the NCR, they were reincorporated into the correctional system. The NCR did increase their sentences, and they aren't about to take off time for good behavior.
Prim Slim proves to be an able-minded, if not able-bodied, sheriff for Prim. And due to his slow speed, some crooks get away without a scratch. But Prim continues to prosper under his watchful, robotic eye.
After the death of Chief Hanlon, the power of NCR's Rangers was broken for years. Their organization, so reliant on the wisdom and guidance of its elder members, became a shadow of what it once was to people across the wasteland.
After their bold arrival at Hoover Dam, the remnants disappeared as quickly as they came. Legends of their power spread throughout the Southwest, a reminder of why people once feared the sight of vertibirds in the sky.
And so the Courier's road came to an end, for now. In the new world of the Mojave Wasteland, fighting continued, blood was spilled, and many lived and died just as they had in the old world. Because war never changes.